Okay, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being on tonight. I know that there's like a million and one calls all the time, but I truly, truly appreciate it. Um, so I'm really excited about the topic that I want to share with you guys tonight. This is something that I have been learning uh, just from other top coaches in the network, something that they have been doing as well. And it has to do with connecting. So we know a lot of what we do, like obviously our job is to talk to people and to get to know them, and that's how we bring them into our world, besides them just viewing our social medias and us being brands on social and all of that stuff. But I think a lot of the times we can run into doing a ton of scripted cold invites, which is not a bad thing. I have like built my business on doing cold invites, honestly, but I've been lately running into that phase of where I feel like I'm just chatting with the same people over and over and over again every single month, where it's past people that are constantly coming back, which again is not a bad thing, but that doesn't mean that if we're doing that, it doesn't mean that we are expanding and growing. And that's how we build a bigger, more successful business. So connecting is really key in that step. So I want to share with you guys tonight how to make collections on Instagram, because the reason why I always felt so like gross connecting, which I know it sounds so backwards, like I could send somebody a cold invite, but I just felt weird like connecting with someone, is one, I always felt like I just didn't have the time to like sit there and like take the time to connect to someone. Two, I was always feeling like I needed to rush into the invite to make a sale. That definitely we should, if anyone else at any point, or if you're at that phase in your business where you feel like you're just messaging somebody to make a sale, you definitely need to work on switching that mindset, because that's when connections can become so much more fun and beneficial. So if we're skipping this step, we're going to have nobody to invite, right? We're just sending a bunch of gross, not that they're gross, but how many of us has sent 100 invites in a day and maybe gotten one person to say no thank you? Out of 100, those are really bad odds. So to other people, it's not coming across authentic, right? So if we skip the stage of connecting and expanding our network, we're not going to have people to invite that will respond back to us and actually be interested in it. Or then to have people to follow up with. If we're not inviting, we don't have people to follow up with. So a lot of times, even as whether you're a brand new coach or a coach that's been around for a while, we'll take a look at our business activity tracker and we know we need to do X, Y, and Z. But if we haven't done other steps, we don't have, those people to do that. So whether you're starting day one or you are maybe just like me, how you just want to start expanding your business and stop talking to the same 20 people, we need to focus in our power hours on the expanding and the connecting portion of it versus just sitting there sending thousands of cold invites out. So what this is going to do is it's going to produce, these are income producing activities. These are what we want to be doing in our business. So we're going to be talking about Instagram collections. I have a bunch of notes and my brain is so scatterbrained. So let me just like make sure I didn't miss anything before I jump into actually showing you guys how to do this. Okay. So I said this is a relationship business, which we know. So if you're somebody who like, guys, I was so shy. I used to be a hairdresser, so I had to come out of my shell within that profession that I chose. But also if you meet me in person, like I'm way more fun on the internet. And when I've had a few drinks in me, because my real personality comes out, I'm just a really, really shy person. And so, but that's the cool thing about this business. It's relationships. We can be who we want to be through our phones and through our computers, and that doesn't matter. But so first and foremost, our social medias, we need to be leading with our journey, right? We need to be showing people that we're showing up, and we need to be posting our brands and our lifestyles on our social media. So that's step one. And then step two is going to be meeting new people. So when we are going to do our connections, whether you're just scrolling your feed, or if you're going to what's called like a target account. So what a target account is a larger account that fits your target market and audience. So for me, a lot of the times I try to attract other moms, obviously, but believe it or not, I don't have a lot of mom challengers. I have a lot of just like people that have the same interest in me. So any of your niches, so like your interests, your hobbies, your lifestyle, larger accounts. So whether you're scrolling your feed or you're going to one of those and you're adding new friends from that, or hashtags. I want to encourage you guys, if you're expanding your network through hashtags, to get super, super specific and try to make those hashtags that you're looking at for that day also relate to your last 3 posts on your social media, so that when they click to go see your page. So I just put up a post tonight, just like an hour ago, and I'm wearing this sweatshirt. So one of my hashtags was hashtag tie-dye style, hashtag hat hair don't care, so that when people go to my page off of the people that I'm adding, they see I'm wearing tie-dye, I have a hat on, you know what I mean? Like, think beyond. Like, it's really easy for me to hashtag mom of 3, hashtag girl mom, hashtag boy mom, like, but those are such basic hashtags that aren't really nailing down my niche or my niche, whatever. So if you're doing hashtags, try to get really, really specific with them and have them relate to your last 3 posts on your social media. So when people go right there, they see that you actually are about what you're hashtagging. But so as we're either scrolling our feed to connect and add new people, or if we're going to a larger account. So like I was saying before, a lot of times I like to follow a lot of bloggers. So I'll go to like a blogger account that they also have kids. So these are people that like to online shop like I do, that also have children. So, oh, Kate says, I use locations too. That's really smart. I connect and follow people who engage with those locations and pages, like other restaurants I enjoy. That's a great tip. So if you're, we're not really going many places right now, but if you're posting the location of where you were, or where you went on vacation, or whatever, restaurants, coffee shops, all that stuff, those are great things because you have that in common with those same people that are going there. So that's a really good tip. But so I will usually go to like a mom blogger account that I genuinely love following. I like their style. I like following their stories, etc. And I will just add people from their friends, or people who or people who like their posts or comment on their posts. So how we're going to do from there is, as you're doing that, right? So you're going through, you're adding people that just look like they would vibe with you. They look like your people. I do request people if they're private. If I solely, like, it sounds so silly, but I go off of their picture and their name. If they have like a normal name as their Instagram and they have like a normal picture and like they look cute or whatever, I'm like, okay, we could be friends, and I will request them. So I don't just do public accounts. I do request private accounts as well. But so as you're doing that, so say you get obviously a private person, you have to wait till they accept you. But if you're using a public account and you click on them and you find something that like immediately you can vibe with. So I was just looking up some of the tie-dye hashtags, and I found a girl. She was a mom of 3, and she posted a picture of her kids, and her daughter was wearing an outfit that I had just got Parker from Old Navy. So immediately I was like, oh my God, so cute. I just got my daughter that outfit. So what I did with her is I added her into my collection. So I'm going to show you how to do this. And this is basically a tracking system, so that every single month as you are doing this step, you're adding these people, you know, you're going through and you're adding them, you're engaging, you're forming a connection with them, and you're tracking them into a collection, so that in a few weeks you can go in and you have already built that relationship. It's kind of like, okay, this is who I go to keep engaging on their stuff throughout the month, right? And then it's like, okay, time to invite. And we should have, you know, a lot of people, like hundreds of people in that collection over the month. This isn't every single day. But if we're consistently doing this, when we could go to invite towards the end of the month, or, say it's a new month, like obviously this is something that we need to build up over time, being consistent with. But say we started now, okay, it's going to be a new month. We expand, connect with these people that we're putting in our collections. Towards the end of the month, we can go in and we have all those people that we genuinely like found a connection with, we're chatting with, just about everyday life, whatever. And sometimes an authentic, sometimes they will just ask you about what you're doing from your post. And that's obviously the best way. If somebody brings it up to you, like, oh, I saw you're working out, what have you been doing? Or, whatever. Obviously that's really easy to go into an invite. But even if they don't, because you have built that relationship and it's not just based off of an ad, a like, a comment, and an invite, they are more likely to want to join you, or at least to get more information. So what you're going to do, I really struggled on Instagram finding people who weren't but huge bloggers. Like finding people that weren't huge accounts. Is that what you mean, Brianna? Yeah, okay. So basically, when you're going, a lot of the times on bloggers, a lot of like us as coaches, we comment on other coaches stuff. They do the same thing. Oh, that's okay. So I just scroll through, you just want to look for like the normal everyday people. And a lot of times, like I won't add somebody who has way more followers than I do, because they're usually a larger account. So I will just try to find people like within the same range or lower or whatever, that I notice aren't doing the exact same thing as them. But you really just got to scroll through. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Trisha. I didn't even see that. I gotta switch it so you guys can just type in a password, I guess, because I don't see when people are trying to get in. But okay, so to find your collections, and I'm gonna give you 4 different collections that you guys can create within here, and you guys can obviously switch it up. I think that I know Kate has been doing this. The more that you do it, I'm sure you're just like, oh, this person should go here and this person should go here, or I'm gonna tweak this and have a different collection for this or whatever. So it's all going to be like a trial and error, but I really think that this is going to, 1, build massive momentum in our business if we stay consistent with it, just like anything, and 2, make the whole process so much more fun than just sending out hundreds of cold invites to people that sometimes we honestly could give 2 shits if they join. And I know that sounds terrible, but we've all been there. So I'm trying to see how you can see this, but anyways, you're going to click on your Instagram. I looked up to see if I could show you on the computer and it doesn't work. So you're going to be on, like, you're going to click on your face down next to your likes, and you're going to go up to the 3 lines at the top. Okay, there you can see. You're going to go to saved. Okay, you're going to click your saved button. And in here, I just started this, so I just have the collections, and some of them don't have anything in it. But you're gonna have this where any picture you've ever saved is gonna be in here, which I didn't even realize some of these I did. Sometimes I mess with the button, but anyways, so you're gonna make collections. So if you don't have any yet, which probably most of us didn't, you're gonna click the plus sign up here. And then that's going to bring you to be able to name a collection. So you're going to name 4 collections, and we're going to call one May Challengers, another one May Coaches, and just type that in, hit next, and then it will tell you to build a collection. Just hit cancel or back or whatever it says, so you can go back to the plus sign. So May Challengers, May Coaches, and then you want a follow-up coach and a follow-up challenger collection. And having those 4 is just going to give us a good start to have the basic sections. The follow-up one is not labeled by the month because that's just going to compound over time. And the month, I think having a new one every single month, you still are going to have those, once we get into June. May is still going to be there. Those are still going to be people that we can go through and continue to connect with if they're people that we really like vibe with and want to like get on our team or something like that. But it will keep it smaller because, like I said, if you're doing this consistently every single day, you should have like hundreds of people in there by the end of the month. So again, just if anyone missed it, a May coaches, a May challengers, follow-up coach, and follow-up challenger. So those are going to be your 4 collections. The way that you get people into those collections is when you're doing your connections, however you're finding your people, right? Either our target accounts, or maybe you just add people and then you're just scrolling your feed. You are going to, I'm just going to go to one of my picks just to show you. So when you're on somebody's profile and you click their, you can kind of see that, click their picture, right here is that same saved flag. You're going to click on that and hold it down. And then it's going to bring you to this screen, which you can't see because I don't have pictures. And this is just like a terrible example, but you guys get it if you're following along. These are where all of your collections will be. So say I was going to, so you need to hold it down. You can't just tap it. And then it pops up and it says save to, and then you can click May coaches, May challengers, follow up, etc. So the way that my brain works to sort this is challengers, when you're finding your people, they're just your normal everyday person, right? They're not posting about health and fitness yet. They're just posting about their life, their kids, their husband, their wives, their what they're doing that weekend, etc. They're just your everyday people that you're like, she's cool, I want to be her friend, okay? If that's somebody that you want to connect with, you're going to, as you're doing that, you're looking through people, you're going to hold that down and save that picture. It can be any of their pictures. Save that picture to your challengers collection. As you're expanding and you see somebody who you vibe with who maybe is posting some of their meals, or they're posting that they got a workout done that day, or motivation, basically anything that we do as coaches, if they're already doing that, now obviously figure out if they are, 1, already a Beachbody coach, 2, with another form of fitness and nutrition, MLM, something like that. Obviously don't waste your time with those people. But if they're just an everyday person that posted that they went for a run that day, or they posted their breakfast, etc., put those people in your May coaches collection, because those are going to be people that you know, both collections we're going to be continuing to go back and connect with, and basically just like chat with our friends throughout the month, right? Just form authentic. We're not thinking about inviting them. We're just literally finding things to connect with them on and talking to them. I feel like Tiff is really amazing at this. I don't think she's been doing collections, but she has like so many social media best friends that turn into customers or coaches, because she just builds that relationship first based off of New Mom Life, or a book that they both were reading, you know, anything that is just an authentic thing to build relationship on. So people already sharing stuff into the coaches part. So you're just literally every day going to go through and either add, and don't just add anybody, obviously add people that you would want on your team as a coach or as a challenger, somebody you actually want to connect with, but you're either going to put them in your challengers or your coaches folder. And so then when you go to do your power hour that day, you're going to still do, you know, the same thing. You're going to do your expanding. So you're going to add new people into each collection. But then when the connecting part comes, you're going to go into your May challengers and your May coaches collections, and you're going to go send those people messages and go like and comment on their feeds or their stories. And again, nothing to do with like inviting them. If they ask you, obviously, yes, go ahead and go for it. That's the best. If they just come out and ask you about something, maybe they saw your stuff. But for right now, otherwise, just build that relationship. So we're loving on them. We're showing interest in their lives. So then in a couple weeks, or if it comes up on its own, like I was saying, it's not weird or gross to go in and be like, hey girl, you know, I don't know if this would, you know, if this was your jam, but like, would you want to jump in my May challenge group that I'm running? You know, it's a bunch of moms that are doing X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. And you've built that relationship that when you send that invite, they don't feel uncomfortable and like gross that you sent them an invite. It's just something that either they're going to be like, oh, no, thanks, or they're going to be like, yeah, send me some info. And then that's when in your notes section of your phone, you type up a little blurb about what your group is, and you have that saved in your notes section so that, because, you know, we're sending out a ton of invites, right? If we've been doing this all month, we're going to get to throw out 100 invites in a day or over the course of, you know, a couple days. And so every single person that we're going to have a lot more better rate of people at least saying, yeah, let me get some info. We already have that blurb typed up. That's so easy. Copy, paste. Here's what my group's about. I do that a lot with all of my groups. If I run program specific groups, I actually have like an 80-day obsession. That's the program I'm currently doing right now. I'm not doing a specific group, but that's what I'm personally doing. So I am talking to it with a lot of people about. But I have in my notes section, you're not going to see what it says, all of my descriptions, and it is step by step of like when someone says I'm interested, this is what I send. When they want a more detailed info of what comes in the 80-day obsession bundle, I have it typed up, and I just paste it, and it just makes it so much easier to go through. And so you've just literally banged out all those invites. You're getting a ton of people back in your inbox that are answering you. And it was something that came from an authentic relationship that you guys took the time to build. And so every single person that says they want more information, whether they join the group or not, anyone that says, yes, I want more info, tell me more about it, you're going to put them into the follow-up, either challenger or coach section, depending on what you're talking about with them. And so what that does is that's your way of tracking who is interested in your group, who's interested in getting into as a coach in, you know, in a training group, etc. You have them in these collections already, and you're either going to obviously continue the conversation, they're going to get signed up, they're going to go into your team page and your BOD group, or your upline's team page and BOD group. But if they don't end up signing up that month, you then have all those people that at one point had interest in joining you, or at least getting more information to then go back and follow up with. So I just think that it's going to be a really easier way of expanding and just growing within our business, but finding authentic people that we actually want versus just any person to sign up because we need somebody to sign up to hit Success Club or what that is. So, yeah. So it's just basically expanding and connecting in a massive way. So obviously the way that this works best is to be consistent with it, like anything. This doesn't mean that you have to save 100 people every single day. When I say that you should have 100 people or hundreds of people in your collections, you know, by the end of the month, that doesn't mean that every day you're going in and adding 100 people to that group. You can do that if you want. If you like to 10x the crap out of stuff and you want to stay consistent with it, absolutely go for it. But you don't have to do hundreds of people. It can be 10 people a day. You know, it can still be these smaller, more manageable numbers if you just have a small time to do it in your time. But so our business activity tracker, if you guys follow that, it is somewhere. I just got a new desk and I don't know. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Okay. So the one that Beachbody, which is an amazing tracker, if you're somebody who likes to have a tracker, it gives you time increments, right? So the connecting and adding followers is 20 minutes. They say set 20 minutes apart and do that. Then when it comes to inviting people and following up, they give you each 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes total. So if we're just starting this and you don't really have people to invite to, add that 15 minutes to your connection time. So maybe tomorrow, or when we go, when we first go to implement this, maybe tomorrow you spend your full power hour just adding and putting people in collections to then go through and connect with them. And then, focus on that, because we're still showing up on our social, right? We're still in our stories. We're still posting about our journey and our transformations and our challengers' transformations. So we still will have people ask us about what we're doing. This doesn't mean that you're going to hold off until the very end of the month, sit at Success Club Zero and panic. You know what I mean? Like, we're still doing all of those things to hit numbers and goals and ranks, etc. But this is just setting up for success for all the months prior if we are consistent with it. It's just going to be a compound effect that we will always have people to invite and we will always have people to follow up with, instead of where I've gotten myself, and I think a lot of other coaches can also relate. And even if you're a brand new coach and you don't know where to start, you are talking to the same 10 people over and over and over again. You're dragging them by like their ear. You're basically giving them your first child for them to sign up to get into your challenge group. Like, we don't want to do that. So does anybody have any questions about any of that? Or what's people's thoughts on it? I'm excited to start really implementing that.
I'm really excited about that too. I knew that you had like the option to save stuff, but I didn't think about it in the way that you just said it. And I think that's such a good idea, because then it doesn't allow you to forget anybody. It's like, right. It's just tracking it for you, which is just so nice. So you don't, even if you weren't like a pen and paper type of person, you don't necessarily need to be, because everything's right there.
Right.
So yeah, I like it. I'm excited to start doing that, actually.
Cool. Yeah, me too. How has it been going for you, Kate? Because I know you've been doing it.
I like it. Well, I mean, I've been home, but usually with school and like coaching a sport, I'm always like go, go, go. So I started, well, like when we just were home from quarantine, but I like the idea because you can be like out somewhere and you don't have to have, like, I'm a pen and paper person and I don't want to have to carry around my binder with me everywhere I go to be able to write someone's name down. So this has been really good because I can just pop them into my collections and then use that as my follow-up. So I usually go through, I like what you said, Ash, of having like monthly ones, because I have been doing it for like almost 2 months now. And I have a ton of people, so it's hard to kind of maneuver through it. So I'm gonna, use that. But it's nice because I let a lot of people through the cracks. I feel like I'll follow up with them and then I'll just forget about them. So it's been good for that.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, I don't know how long it took, like, all of you just personally on this call to sign up when your coach invited you, but sometimes it takes people months and months of being invited, and they might not always answer back, or maybe it's constantly just like, now's not a good time. I wish I could, but it's just not the right time. And they truly mean that a lot of the times. Like, and then randomly, maybe it's 5 months later, if you're following up with them every month, say we're starting with May, and in the next 5 months we go through and we're still following up with the people all the way to May in our May collections who were at one point wanted more information. They might then be ready. They might be like, thank you so much for like I've had people say to me, like, thank you for not giving up on me, because I am actually ready right now, and like, tell me what I need to do. I need to get signed up tonight. And so it just sometimes takes people a little bit. So yeah, I would definitely sort it by months, but like I said, as you guys go through to do it, and as we kind of explore this, I think we'll all find our grooves with it too. You might create another collection name and have something even more specific, like that you want to have in there. I mean, you could even go as far as having like, because we're all trying to build massive businesses, obviously, putting your rock star coaches in a collection so that you make it a point once a week or every couple of days to go to their page and just like love on them. Because not that we forget, but we all live lives. So like things just they slip through the cracks, you know, I feel like no matter how good of a tracker we are. So you can get specific as you want with these collections, but I think these are going to be just good basic ones to start out with. But I just want to stress like the importance of staying consistent with it. And even if that's Monday through Friday, like I don't do a ton on the weekends. I like to take the weekends for myself. But like Kate was saying, if you're sitting on your phone and you're scrolling anyways, and you see somebody that looks like your person, just add them to a collection so that on Monday you can go through when it's time to connect and they're right there waiting for you. You're not wasting your time doing all of that. And then it's been 2 hours and you're like, shit, I never even actually got anything done. So, even if it's a small number of people, but I mean, honestly, to just go through and add people that look cool. And like I said, I immediately saw that girl who her daughter had the same outfit that my daughter had. And I was like, okay, yep, I like you, add. Like, yeah, I'm adding you to my collection. Like it's as simple as that sometimes. And you can remove people if they're actually not your people as you go through and connect with them. But let me just look through the chat really quick. I think we answered most of this.
Something else that I do, and it's really simple, and people may or may not already do this, but if I have them in my like prospects, like whether it's challenger or a coach, and then I go and start a conversation with them, if it's a conversation that hasn't, like they haven't ghosted me or like that it's pretty back and forth, I'll flag them on my inbox too. So I remember to go back and follow up with them. And once either like the conversation has died out or they say, you know, no, not right now, that's when I move them into my follow-up collection after we've gone through that initial invite and conversation.
Yeah, that's huge. And I think you have to be a business account to flag. I might be wrong. Business or creator. I switched back because I tried to get the music feature in stories. And then when I switched back, I picked creator. I think it's the same thing. I don't really understand it, but I got the music feature. I'm really pumped about it. But I think you have to be a business or creator account, which is literally just you're switching. It doesn't change really anything else. But Brianna, do you only connect with people who follow you back? No. So I will connect with people even if they don't follow me. Obviously, if you're requesting somebody who's private, we can't add them to a collection or connect with them until they accept us. So that would be like a good weekly thing to write on your bat or in your to-do of just like going through your new followers too, to see who, I think you can actually, you could go through following and followers. You can put it in order from like most recent. So you'll be able to see who accepted that you requested, and then that's when you could go in and connect with those people. So I would like once a week make that something to kind of look into your social account with. But yeah, if they're public, I will connect with them even if they don't follow me back. Obviously the idea is to get them to follow me back, but sometimes people don't all the time. I feel like the collections are going to be great for me in the adding because some days I have to do it almost mindlessly while taking care of Abigail. And that way I know I have somewhere to look back and connect once she's asleep. Absolutely. I mean, I run my entire business like a psychopath. Like I have like a baby in one arm, like 3 kids or 2 other kids screaming over there. I'm teaching like literally. So yes, I can totally relate to that because I'm just like, my brain is like this all day long. And I think this will help organize all of that a lot better. Cool, you guys. I'm excited. So I am recording this, so I will, I have so many that I need to upload, but tomorrow I'm going to upload them into the team page so you guys can share them with your downlines too, if anyone wasn't able to make it tonight. Don't forget that we have the Diamond Retreat. That's something that's new since last week. I'm super excited because this is my first Diamond Retreat that I've ever personally hosted, and it's going to be our team with Chelsea Mendoza's team and Gretchen Holly's team. So there's going to be 3 Rockstar teams, and I want to get every single person that wants to be there. So if you are not Emerald yet, to be in that group, or if you have coaches that are not yet Emerald, either message me or comment on that post in TGS, because I want to put you guys in a thread, get you to Emerald ASAP, which is just 2 coaches to get you into that group to keep building. And I even think what we're going to do is take coaches who are in similar boats. So you have like similar amount of people on your teams, and group you together and have you like run with each other, because it's fun when you can celebrate together with people that are in the same kind of timeline that you are, coaching or coaches wise in your downline. So I'm really, really excited about that. And even if you literally just signed up as a coach today, you can be invited to this trip. So I don't want anyone to put doubts in their minds, but I'm super pumped for it. And if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to me. But let's take a boomerang before we get kicked off. Okay. Trisha, did you dye your hair red? I love it. I saw your post. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cuties. All right, everybody have a great night, and thank you so much for joining. This was so much fun. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.